Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Philip Kaufman. This morning, the first formal hearing of the House Judiciary Subcommittee on Courts got underway in Harrisburg. The committee gathered to hear testimony on House Resolution 99, which centers around the possible impeachment of Schuylkill County Commissioner George Halkovich Jr. The hearing started at 9 a.m., was set for the Ryan Building at the State Capitol Complex, and was open to the public. Halkovich has denied allegations of sexual harassment and assault that were brought forward by 4 female Schuylkill County employees. The committee is also scheduled to meet Monday for a voting meeting on the resolution, according to the Pennsylvania legislative website. If the committee finds that Halkovich engaged in impeachable conduct, articles of impeachment can be prepared. If Halkovich is impeached by the House, the state Senate would conduct a trial, and if 2/3 of the senators vote for conviction, Halkovich would be removed from office. A man who had a warrant out for his arrest over the weekend is now in custody after turning himself in. 21-year-old Kenneth Bruce Meeker walked himself into the Bloomsburg Police Department Wednesday, ending a 4-day manhunt by Bloomsburg Police and the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force after a warrant was issued for his arrest Sunday. According to arrest papers, Meeker and his friend were thrown out of the Capitol Bar and Grill last Friday and told not to return. However, the two returned Saturday and tried to gain entry, but their IDs were flagged and they were left outside the bar by bar bouncers. The two then stood outside and threatened to shoot up the bar, moving across the street after bar workers called 911 as they continued to shout and make threats. That's when Jared Profit came out of his vape store and told them to go somewhere else and stop loitering outside of his business. Meeker pulled a gun from his hoodie pocket. Profit grabbed Meeker and the two attempted to get him onto the ground, but during the altercation, the gun fired, striking Profit in the right knee. Meeker now faces felony aggravated assault and lesser charges of simple assault and reckless endangerment and was released after posting $100,000 cash bail. He is scheduled for a preliminary hearing September 22nd. A Schuylkill County man faces 101 child pornography charges after being reported by the social app Kik. 24-year-old William Smith was arrested back on August 18th and faces those 101 charges in relation to possession and distribution of child pornography. The investigation began when social media company Kik Interactive reported a cyber tip claiming someone was downloading and uploading files of children engaged in sexual acts with an IP address connected to a home on the 20th block of East Pine Street, Mahanoy City. On August 9th, surveillance was conducted on the home, and police discovered that Smith, his mother, and one other individual lived at the address. Police obtained a search warrant on August 17th and searched Smith's home on the 18th. He told officers he was banned from the app for several months due to violating their content policy, but he had used it in the past. He admitted to viewing content which included children as young as babies. He faces 50 felony counts of sharing child pornography, 50 felony counts of possessing child pornography, and 1 felony count for criminal use of a communication facility. He's being held in Schuylkill County Prison in lieu of $100,000 bail. A man has been charged after committing multiple assaults at 2 separate homes in Newport Township. According to the Newport Township Police Department, on August 9th around 7:30 p.m., a man came to the police headquarters and reported another man, 24-year-old Isaiah Cruz, and a woman who tried to enter his home. When the victim opened the door, Cruz tried to step in further as the woman was recording the confrontation. The two became angry and made threats when they were told to leave the property. About 10 minutes later, officers reported to a home invasion and assault in the 60 block of East Main Street in Glen Lyon, where a second victim claimed a group of people forced their way into his residence and assaulted him. Police learned that Cruz and the group went to the second home asking about a snake and Pablo's whereabouts. Cruz left for a brief time and then returned, refusing to leave without harming or taking the victim, instigating a fight between him and the victim, while the woman again recorded the altercation. The victim apparently tried to close the door and Cruz punched him in the face, knocked him to the ground, and attempted to pull him into the car while threatening to kill him. When the group was alerted that the police were contacted, all suspects fled the scene. Cruz was arrested and charged with terroristic threats, criminal trespass, aggravated assault, burglary, and unlawful restraint. He was released after posting $20,000 total bail. A retail theft in Pine Grove Township is being investigated by the Pennsylvania State Police at Schuylkill. On Friday, September 9th, around 2:30 p.m., PSP Schuylkill Haven responded to a report of a retail theft at BG's Value Market, located at 24 Pleasant Valley Road in Pine Grove Township. The suspect is a white female and was driving a white SUV, suspected to be a white Hyundai Santa Fe. Anyone with information on the suspect is being asked to contact the Schuylkill Haven Barracks at 570-754-4600. A woman from Ashland is facing assault charges after allegedly stabbing her neighbor with a pair of scissors Monday evening. According to court documents from the Ashland Police Department, police were called to the 600 block of Walnut Street late Monday. The on-scene investigation found that a woman was decorating her porch when an argument began with her 48-year-old neighbor, Earth Henderson, over a parking spot. Henderson soon came out of her home with a pair of scissors and said she was going to kill her neighbor. A physical altercation then began with Henderson making stabbing motions at the victim. Security camera footage was obtained by the police that showed Henderson attacking the woman with a large silver object. The victim sustained a deep cut around 3 inches long on her forearm and a cut to her hand. Henderson was charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, harassment, and disorderly conduct. The Pennsylvania State Police are asking for help to find a man who has been missing since the beginning of the month. Tyler Barber is a Susquehanna Depot Borough native and has been missing since September 1st. Investigators believe Barber may be traveling in a blue Hyundai. Anyone with information is asked to contact the PSP Gibson Barracks at 570-465-3154 and ask to speak with a member of the Criminal Investigation Unit. State police in Wilkes-Barre are investigating a death from early last month that occurred at Ricketts Glen State Park. 69-year-old Orlean Bridges was hiking with friends when she fell down an embankment on August 3rd around 5 p.m. Bridges sustained multiple injuries that resulted in her death, as reported by state police. Today, the Department of Health offered free potassium iodide, or KI, tablets to Pennsylvanians who are within 10 miles of the state's 4 active nuclear power plants as part of routine preventative efforts in case of future emergencies. The facilities include Susquehanna Steam Electric Station. No appointments are necessary. They are still available at Luzerne County Community College's Public Safety Center until 7 p.m. and the Butler Township Community Center till 7 p.m. They are also available by calling the Department of Health at 1-877-PA-HEALTH or visiting a county and municipal health department or state health center. The Wilkes-Barre City Planning Commission and Zoning Hearing Board have set meetings for next week to hear testimony and a vote on a proposal that could allow a medical clinic to open on North Pennsylvania Avenue. The Wright Center Medical Group has sought a special exemption from the Wilkes-Barre Zoning Office to take over the building currently owned by King's College. They would then use the building to relocate their medical offices there from the First Hospital building in Kingston. It was announced that First Hospital would close as of October 31st. The debate is on. Democratic Senate candidate John Fetterman of Pennsylvania has agreed to October 25th televised debate against Republican rival Dr. Mehmet Oz. The debate, coming 2 weeks before the general election, will be held in the studio of a Harrisburg TV station. Fetterman's campaign also announced he will be in Scranton Saturday afternoon at Riverfront Sports from 3 to 5 p.m. Coming up on WYLN News, Child Nutrition Day, plus book signings for some seriously good chili with Brian Baumgartner. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
At their meeting last night, the Wyoming Valley West School Board voted to use federal COVID-19 money to make improvements at the high school. $2.5 million will go to the installation of a new heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. At the meeting, the board awarded the contracts for the project, which they say will begin shortly. The Wilkes-Barre Health Department, along with Luzerne County Head Start and Maternal and Family Health Services, are teaming up for a Child Nutrition Day. The event will take place on Tuesday, September 20th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Luzerne County Head Start, located at 23 Beekman Street in Wilkes-Barre. It's free and open to the public. The project was funded by the Pennsylvania Department of Health's Preventative Health and Health Services Block Grant. The Wilkes-Barre Health Department will have their mascot, Healthy Bear, and the Wheel of Health game with prizes at the event, and will also provide nutritional educational materials. Additionally, vouchers for the Wilkes-Barre Farmers Market will be provided to attendees. Today and tomorrow, Brian Baumgartner will be visiting northeastern Pennsylvania. The Office cast member and author of Seriously Good Chili Cookbook will be at the DeNaples Center today from 4:30 to 5:30, followed by a book signing. 2 more book signings are set for tomorrow, from 3 to 6 at Books A Million at the Viewmont Mall, Dixon City, and from 7 to 9 at PNC Field in Moosic. It is easy to just notice things are on the surface, to look but not really see. Your United Way of Greater Hazleton has been really deeply looking into the people and their needs, the donors and their support, and all within our community since 1928. Keep watching. Coming up on Sugarloaf Township's News Choice, we join WYLN's historian Chris Fulmer as we walk a path through the history of Freeland. Plus, Leading the Way, Part 4. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you tonight, later on WYLN TV.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
It's high school football time. Watch WYLN for all the local high school football action as we bring you the event, not just the highlights, like only WYLN can. Watch the game of the week right here on WYLN. We're your local network. For the best in local sports, watch WYLN TV 35. The event, not just the highlights.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Get ready for a craft beer adventure. Celebrate our local breweries in Luzerne County all month long at the Brewers Trail Oktoberfest. The Luzerne County Visitors Bureau Brewers Trail Guide will help you explore the area's one-of-a-kind breweries as you wind your way through the mountains and valleys in Luzerne County. Fill up your glass with flavors unique to our area, including a special collaboration brew. To learn more or to download your free trail guide, click on visitluzernecounty.com.
Every town has a first inhabitant. In Freeland's case, the first man to settle in the area was Joseph Birkbeck. An immigrant from England, he purchased land in eastern Luzerne County around 1844. Originally, the place he settled would be given the name Birkbeckville in his honor, but eventually it would be known as South Heberton. Birkbeck would be a busy man after arriving, assisting in 1845 and 1846 to map out the new Buck Mountain Road, stretching from South Heberton through Eckley, at the time called Shingletown for its then primary occupation, through to the village of Buck Mountain. Others would soon arrive, including Nathan Howie, who built a tavern not far from Birkbeck's log cabin. Slightly further to the south, another community was starting to grow. It was to originally be named Donop's Village after a prominent early citizen, Augustus Donop, who had purchased the land from the George B. Markle Coal Company in Jeddo, which he had worked for as a clerk, and sold parcels of land to clients for $10 each. Donop, however, humbly declined the honor, and it was named Freehold instead. In 1870, Freehold merged with South Heberton and was incorporated as a borough under the Freehold name, and so it would be until 1876, when Postmaster Luther Dodson pointed out an inconvenient truth to town fathers. Another village within the postal district was also named Freehold. A town meeting was quickly called, and a heated discussion on what to rename the community unfolded. But no one could come up with anything until Locust resident Manus Conahan brought up the suggestion that if they couldn't come up with a better new name, why not simply amend the original one? Town leaders agreed, and Freehold was thus switched to Freeland, earning Conahan the title Godfather of Freeland for the remainder of his life. The newly named Freeland, like others in the area, riding the wave of the discovery of anthracite coal, started growing rapidly. One of the biggest local coal barons was Eckley Cox, for whom Eckley would eventually be named, and Cox had a dream, one where he could train miners to do their jobs as efficiently as they could. On May 7, 1879, he would open what was originally called the Industrial School for Miners and Mechanics in Drifton. In those early days, attendees would meet for 2 hours a night for 6 nights a week, learning a curriculum meant to make them the best mine foremen possible. In 1888, the original Drifton School burned down. It would reopen in Freeland in 1893 on the 3rd floor of a building on Center Street, and with the new name Miners and Mechanical Institute of Freeland. Women were first admitted in 1970, at which time the institution was changed to its current name of MMI Preparatory School, to better describe the school's evolving mission.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Attention, WYLN viewers! WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazelton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns. Join myself and head football coach at Hazelton area, Dennis Bookman, for Sports Talk, your weekly source for Hazelton area high school football. We'll go over the past week's game with highlights, look ahead to a future opponent, and have a special guest from the Cougar football program, just like senior quarterback Tyler Wolf. Tyler, what do you have to say to send us out?
Go Cougars.
Sports Talk every week here on WYLN, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Health Network, Hazelton.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Lisa Marie Halecki is leading the way into part 4 of this week's series.
Welcome back to Leading the Way. This week we are spending it with Lisa Marie Halecki, who is
the Community Engagement Manager at Lehigh Valley Hospital.
See, I told you I'd get it by Friday.
You got it.
And when we were talking yesterday, you were talking about the fact that you had spent a lot of time working with Alzheimer's patients' families. Mm-hmm. And even way back when, you were dealing with the elderly. Mm-hmm. So when you had the opportunity to go to Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazelton, did you see that as a bridge? Did you see it as expanding what you have already been doing? Or did you see it as just, again, totally new horizon?
A little bit of both, I could say. I wasn't exactly sure where that would lead me, but you know, as community engagement manager, I'm looking at ways to partner with community organizations, help our patients if they need direction or resources that we can provide them. But I'm also doing a lot of other things now. I'm also overseeing our Vital Choice members, which we have over 300 of them, which is 60 and older, and we do educational programs for them. So I do get to see my beloved elderly population, but I'm also working with children. That's another thing that I love doing in this role is I'm able to help children and help leverage them when they want to come and they want to make a donation to the hospital or they need help. I will leverage what they're doing so the rest of the community knows that these young people are doing good in the community. Working with, you know, you guys in the media and once again getting things out. So it all like just meshed together really nicely. And I'm also allowed the opportunity to create new experiences as well, which we have done in the community as well.
And of course, you're expanding The hospital itself is expanding, and you're also dealing with the physicians and the other people on the staff.
Oh, absolutely. I have to call all my colleagues friends because just working at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton and getting to know the people that I work with on the clinical, non-clinical side, like you said, it's inspiring to see how hard they work and what a passion they have. If I put an email out and I say, hey, we have like a children's event that we just attended, who can help me? Who can volunteer? The hands go up. They're so giving, they're so kind, they're so community oriented, and I really appreciate them for that,
And again, I think it all goes back to being a mom and treating your children maybe the way that you're now treating these children because, again, of the experience. And when you're sitting down to do all these, what goes through your mind when you're putting together all of this and you're getting the word out? Do you have a specific goal in mind to make sure that everybody knows how caring they all are?
Well, they do it themselves. I mean, I'm just putting them out there in the community, having their educational pieces, getting involved, and just their own personalities, the way they are, their kindness. I mean, it shows. They make my job easy is what they do by being who they are.
Because again, you mentioned about the elderly people that you've been working with, and I know from my own experience there was a whole generation there who did not get involved with doctors, especially on a basis, and all that seems to have been broken down by people like you.
Well, sure, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we want our patients to feel like someone is looking out for them and they're looking out for their best interests, and they are someone they can reach out to, and that's exactly what we do.
Well, you do a wonderful job at all of that because, again, so much of that has changed.
It has.
In all that time.
Yeah.
And Lisa Marie is not just at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. She's also a very busy lady in the community. And we're going to find out more about that tomorrow on Leading the Way.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.